Hello everyone and welcome back to another Poppy Builds video. Yay! Today I thought I would start something new on this channel. So this series is going to be color inspired designs. i.e. instead of the challenge build a house or an apartment with only one color, I'm going to build houses and apartments with a specific color inspiring it. So for this house, green is the inspiration. A lot of the design is going to be green. I'm so glad everyone understood that. Glean that from the words green inspired flat, because that is what it is. Also, this is technically not a flat, because I know outside of America flat means apartment, but I'm going to call it a flat because this specific lot is called the something flat, so the house name is now going to be the flat. So not an apartment, it is a house, but this is her flat. Just to keep a little bit of the lot name with this new build. So that is what this house is called, it's called the flat. As you can see, I did a nice green exterior, and what I do like eventually is that I also create a green roof, and I normally don't do matching exterior with roofing, and I thought for this space it looked really different, and it like suited the island whilst not being a very traditional island build in Sulani. Like, it uses a lot of stuff from eco lifestyle, especially the like ship container swatching. Yes, shipping containers. I don't know why that stumbled me so quickly, but that is what it used. So as you can see, I put it on the roof as well. So instead of doing flat shipping containers, I did give a little bit of depth and complexity to the roof, which I do think looks really nice. So that is the concept of this build. It's a green inspired flat. The sim we are building this apartment, this is why I don't say the word flat, because I automatically think of an apartment. The sim behind this build's inspiration is in the bottom left. You can see her popping around whenever the camera shifts. She is also going to be green inspired, so a lot of her clothing is green inspired, but she is a sim who is one with nature and values using recycled objects to limit her impact on the environment and increase sustainability. Yes, I study a lot of sustainability, if anyone can tell. Anyway, that is the inspiration. So although this is green inspired, there are also going to be like mismatching pieces in it to really encapsulate that vibe, and overall I really do love how this space turns out. I added this flooring for the rest of the space, not the bathroom, and I absolutely love it. It's from the Get Famous or Get Together pack. No, not Get Together, Get Famous pack. And I'm pretty certain it's used for like stage flooring, but I genuinely love using it in houses where I want a little bit more of a rundown, well-worn feel. Even though it's not rundown, like I just want a more well-worn feel. I always use this flooring because I really think it suits that, and I absolutely love it. So of course I added it into this build, and because this specific swatch has like green undertones to it, it was the perfect opportunity. And then for the wall, just kept it very simple, did a bit of white and a little bit of light blue / green, dependent on how you perceive colors. So the bathroom is also going to be a little bit more on the blue side. This was not necessarily intentional, but there were no green swatches in the bathroom, except for that really sad, vibrant green toilet that I did not want to use, because this is a like more dark green earthy vibe, not an olive vibrant vibe, and it did not suit what I wanted for this build, so I steered very, very far away from it. But that is the concept of what I was trying to do in the bathroom, was have green, but because there was no green, instead I did a light bluish color. I also think the fence adds a decent contrast to the color, and I'm glad I didn't switch it out to a different swatch. Now in here is going to be the bathroom. Oh my gosh, the bedroom. Obviously I just got the bathroom and bedroom mixed up. This is the bedroom, obviously. And I wanted it to be very spacious, very large, but also very minimalistic. I wanted it to be a sanctuary for the sim. As you can tell, for this specific build, I had heavy inspiration for the sim it was created for. Sometimes it's just whatever I want to design. Sometimes I design around the sim, and today I am designing around the sim. And the concept of recycled, renewable, and green. So the bathroom is very minimalistic. The bedroom. I don't know why I said bathroom again. The bedroom is very minimalistic, and it definitely could, this whole entire build, if you wanted, you could divide the bedroom actually into 2 rooms, because it is quite large. It's a big, big bedroom. And in this space, I used a lot of different wood textures. This was very intentional. One, because the sim doesn't have a lot of swatches that match, which sucks. But also 2, once I was like, I can't find anything that matches, I said, well, let's run with that. Because the sim, again, is very reduce, reuse, recycle. Maybe she found all of these pieces and was very intentional. Said this will work for what I need, and she didn't mind the fact that the wood tones didn't match. So I really wanted to emphasize that in her bedroom. And then I also hope one day the swatches of things match. But until then, we'll just pick sets that do match or look similar, or assume that the sim living in that space is very reduce, recycle conscious and doesn't mind having mixed furniture, i.e. me. I really do commend people that have matching furniture or things that don't match but work well together. It's so beautiful. Everything I own in my bedroom was free, so none of it really matches. But when I can afford it and I move, I think I would like to have a matching bedside table, because I do like the bed frame I have. Just coincidentally, it's a nice bed frame, but I would like a matching bedside table. Anyway, that's my little rant about my own home. As you can see in this space, mixed textures, mixed woods, and I did something a little bit different on this wall too with these string lights, and I really like how it turns out. I think this whole space is very cozy, and it really does scream green and just warmth. I think this whole entire build is very warm and welcoming, and green definitely does elude that, dependent on the color and how you use it. Me pretending I am a color expert. Anyway, that's how I perceive this build. This was also intentional, this little corner. I wanted it to be the wash tub space, and in retrospect, I just realized I wanted to put a clothesline outside. I completely forgot. So if you download this build, you will need a clothesline, and a hamper, because I didn't put in a hamper either, or a laundry basket, whatever you like to call it. I forgot. So both of those things would be ideal. I'm also not sure if I put in a rubbish bin. Wow, this has been a moment for me. I think I was just so excited about having all of this green and just doing a really nice concept that I completely and utterly forgot to put in a clothesline. Anyway, I end up moving everything in this kitchen to the left because I wanted it to fit and actually utilize the space really well, and I thought putting it over there kind of broke it up. So what I did in the end was actually add a half wall to break up the space so that a dining room table could fit in there, and it looks fantastic. So all of this, ignore it, hideous. I'm just kidding. I build many of my builds identical to this, but this is my builds minus the half wall. So, but today I did something different and I added the half wall, and I think it looks so good. It really breaks up the space so well. and I like it. Also, as you can see with the dining room table and the sink I just put in, all of these are very mismatched. This again was very intentional. I didn't want the sink to be part of the set. I wanted it to be something that they found. Same with the dining room table. So 2 of their chairs are a different color, as you can see, which again, very intentional, and I quite like it. And of course, my green inspired house with emphasis on plants and nature absolutely needs some plants and nature inside, so this vertical garden was a great addition. But just in general, I love this space. I'm going to be utilizing half walls quite more frequently from now on, because look how well it breaks up the space whilst still allowing you to have a pretty decent sized kitchen. Like there's 4 spaces to cut food, so you can have a microwave, you can add a dishwasher. Like, very happy with it. And I added these little stone things under the sink. No, I did add a bin, don't worry, because I remember now I got rid of one of the stone things, but they're gorgeous and I've never used them before, and I love it. So again, real emphasis on nature plants, and I'm just pretending that she found those stone balls and was like, I can use these in my house. And then she put them under the sink and went, that looks good. That was the idea. So her bedroom might be a bit of a sanctuary and minimalistic. The kitchen and dining room, not so much. I really do think the vertical garden adds a lot of spice to the space and really just creates a really statement piece, and I love it. I would have a vertical garden in a heartbeat where I lived. Like if I owned my place, I would have tons of them. I've watched a lot of videos on the YouTube lately where they had all these like beautiful rooftop gardens on their roof. Oh, I would love that. That would be so cool. I also, for this build, didn't want to have any electronics. So there's no computer, there's no TV, it's all like chess. I may or may not have added an easel, I don't recall. And that's it. So a lot of skill building items that aren't TV electronic related. But I do wish there was like a radio that was off the grid, because I wanted this to be like an off the grid inspired build whilst still not being off the grid. Again, to really focus on the sim who's like very earthy, recycled, sustainable. And the radio definitely would have been awesome, but it just didn't really suit the vibe that I was going for. As you can see, I'm genuinely struggling to find a place to put this easel, and I do eventually, do not worry. It is when I realize I can add a fishing tank, a fish tank, not a fishing tank, a fish tank, which I think definitely makes sense and suits the concept of this build, and I love it. So this space is again very warm, very green, and a little bit mismatched, and I love it. As you can see there, I was contemplating adding a radio. Now, I do think that this living room space was not as well utilized as it could have been, but I'm like right now recording this trying to wrap my head around what I could have done differently to make it more cohesive. In all, I think it looks okay, but it probably could have benefited from maybe another chair or something like that. But that's pretty much the interior. And then on the exterior, I add a chimney and I also add some solar panels. Which, do not worry, when I try to edit, float into the sky as always. No idea why. But really just look fantastic on the roof. And then the exterior here, this is going to be her garden. Again, very intentional. I wanted a big garden space for her, but also one that she could protect and have a fence around. because I am pretending in my mind there are a lot of wild animals around, and so a gate and stuff is necessary. I mean, they are on the beach, they're gonna have beach creatures and stuff like that, and you don't want them foraging in your veggie garden. No way, Jose. But that is the build on this specific side. And then on the left side, again, saying that I was thinking about like how in real life you would have it at a garden space. Like if you lived on an island, you would definitely keep your bins locked away against creatures and stuff like that. So that's why this specific space, I put intentionally the bins there so they'd be kept safe so no animals could get to them and eat the stuff in it, and also her bike for safety, even though really you could just lean over and pick up the bike. But that was the concept behind adding that, and I think it added a little nice extra touch. Because yeah, a lot of times when you live in the woods, on a beach, any place that has animals that like to forage, you want to protect your bins, and so that gate really did it. And because I assume that Sulani doesn't have raccoons, there was no need to tie them down. We used to have raccoons at my old place, and we used to have to put a log on top of the bin so that the raccoons wouldn't get into it, which was quite fun. But that was my inspiration behind this little fence build, which thank you for letting me talk about it for longer than necessary, because it was a very simple concept. I had a lot of fun adding it. Now for the landscaping, when I do the back, I literally leave a space for a clothesline because I think about it multiple times. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna add a clothesline here, and then I never do. So just know that the intention was there, I just forgot. So right in this little space back here is where I wanted it. As you can see, I started putting foliage there, and then I kept on putting it back and being like, no, there's something's going there, don't put stuff there. Then I forget completely to add the clothesline. So that is that. But don't worry, I added an interior bin and an exterior bin, so I thought I had forgotten those, but I didn't. But I did forget the clothesline, which is a little bit disappointing. But in all, that is the build. Let us go and tour it. So welcome to this green-inspired flat in Sulani, with our bins locked away and bike and our little garden space. I really like that dining room table because you can eat and look out to the ocean. And then here we are inside into our kitchen, living room, and laundry space. So I think having the texture on the walls really helped with the space because it is a little bit minimalistic in regards to decorations. Until you turn into the dining room with our beautiful vertical garden. I think that space with the half wall is undoubtedly my favorite part of the build. Here is our bathroom, and then our beautiful large and minimalistic bedroom with the sim already reading and enjoying. I really do like the plant on the mirror. I think that added a little bit of spice dynamic to the space, and I like it a lot. And then that is pretty much the whole entire build. I did add a door here intentionally because I knew there would be a clothesline outside. Clearly I forgot it existed because I put foliage all over it. But that is the build. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see all of y'all next time. Bye!